Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, fellas, this one's for you. So, how to build mental resilience, right? In this day and age, there's a lot of there's just a lot of there's not enough of rather there's a lot of comfort, not enough discomfort. Okay, we put it like that. And so, unfortunately, this is resulting in a lot of men, boys not growing into men, right? I can provide an example from my own personal life. So I have a client who I'm not going to mention, but I'm an accountant. I have my firm, so I have a client who is close to about 40 years old, owns, businesses that are doing, were doing pretty good. They're kind of going down now, but has made a lot of money, millions of dollars over the past couple of years. And also managed to fuck it all off as well. You know what I mean? So now he's kind of going through an audit with the IRS. Background on this guy: he grew up real rich. His dad's a lawyer. Grew up, wealthy. Type of dude, steal his dad's Ferrari, get a dent on it, get grounded for a week or something like that. And now he's facing, he's going through a divorce, and he just lost custody to his children. He's an alcoholic and a little bit of a drug user. He's pretty much lost his phone, and has pretty much shut himself off from the world, right? So, in essence, a grown-ass man-child, you know what I mean? Who refuses to accept responsibility and accountability, and has put himself in a path of pretty much self-destruction. And I guess he assumes that being ignorant to things or avoiding them is going to somehow make them magically disappear, right? And so all of this could have been prevented had this man when he was a young boy. And I don't know his upbringing. I don't know, I just know that he's spoiled, grew up a little spoiled, you know what I mean? So probably never had to take full accountability for any of his actions because his pops was there to bail him out, or his mom was there to stand up for him and cover for him, or whatever the case is, right? Never had to deal with things directly, right? So now that he's older and those people are not around or not in the position to be able to be who they were when he was a kid, he is incapacitated, paralyzed by fear, by the unknown, unable to push forward into that unknown, right? It's just a sad case because it's not just him, it's a lot of young men these days have grown up to be conditioned to just be weak, and not be strong mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I used to, when I was younger, I used to really look at my life like I've been blessed with hardship, you know what I mean? Like struggles, blessed with struggles. I used to smile so much. I still smile a lot. When I was a kid, well into my high school years, were people who knew my condition at home and what I was going through, which was a lot at that age, used to actually ask me, how are you smiling? Especially after I caught my charge and I was back in school after a little bit, and they were like, how are you smiling? You go through all this stuff, and we know your home condition, we know your family condition, and it seems like you'd be the last person that has a reason to keep smiling, but yet you have the biggest smile out of all of us. And I used to say, like, I'm blessed with struggle. You know what I mean? I'm blessed with struggle. So, um, I also used to kind of resent that a little bit. I don't have anybody to complain to. Like I said, my mother, as I mentioned in my very first video, my mother passed away. My father just wasn't there. I have nobody to complain to except for God, right? So it's like, God, you put me in this position. Why'd you do this to me? But a lot of it's not why you do this to me. And I remember one of my mentors who I was speaking with, he said, it's not that it happened to you, it's happening for you. You know what I mean? So now as I'm 30 years old and I'm in a position in life where many around me are not, thank you, God. You know what I mean? I just am so grateful and so blessed. You know what I mean? I feel so grateful and so blessed to have been through so much in my life that now I don't shy away from things, but I push right into it, right? So, example I can provide is sparring at the gym, right? Boxing, sparring at the gym. I remember Mike Tyson would say, like, something he's afraid of, it actually makes him want to go do it more. And likewise, man, like, the first time I sparred was great, but it was a reality check. And the second time was for certain a reality check, because the second time I got my ass kicked, right? And it's like the fear kind of comes in and the anxiety kind of comes in, but it's like you got to push forward through that so that you can be on the other side of it. And once you say you're going to do something and you do it, the feeling you get is amazing, right? So if I know that this weekend I'm gonna have to go spar, I tell myself, no matter what, you got to go spar. I know to expect that I'm probably going to get hurt. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to get hit. I know it's gonna hurt, and I know it's gonna suck. But I'm also, learning, and I'm moving and grooving, and I dish it out a little bit too, and that'll feel good. You know what I mean? And at the end of it, sparring is for learning. Sparring is not necessarily for winning or losing, right? But for me personally, sparring is just to help me with that confidence factor and whatnot. So many people I see complain. I'm on Reddit a lot, so I see a lot of young dudes on there complaining and venting about how they're just nice guys or how they're just scared to go out in public. And look, man, I used to be that guy. You know what I mean? I used to be the guy who used to be scared to go out, who used to be scared to just do things because I had seen so much violence and so many bad things happen to people, good people, that I was afraid it would happen to me too. And I think a lot of it was also smoking weed was keeping me in a constant state of paranoia. Luckily, thank God, I'm sober from that. I'm sober all the way around. I don't even take. I don't do anything. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't even drink coffee. I drink decaf, but I'll drink caffeine. So putting myself in situations that constantly test my mettle. You know what I mean? And like also I can give an example of my business. Just getting out there, dressing up and getting out there and handing out cards to people. A lot of this is like people don't do it because they're afraid of rejection, you know what I mean? And they're afraid of what may happen. Talking to girls, you know what I mean? Going out there and putting myself out there, asking girls out or whatever. A lot of us men aren't doing that because we're afraid of rejection. And then a lot of it, like I said, these days, it's like, and I'm going to discuss this in another video, but, hating on women and stuff like that. I think this is the most ridiculous thing. Like, dude, understand from the bigger picture that society as a whole is not healthy right now. A lot of people are struggling with childhood things. A lot of people even people that you wouldn't expect are struggling. You know what I mean? So to put yourself in a position where you can face your past and embrace your present and look forward to your future, you're already ahead of most people. You know what I mean? And I know at the end of it, it's you're comparing, yourself to yourself. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people, because if you start doing that, and we're all guilty of it, I'm guilty of it too, you're going to be disappointed every time, because everybody has their own path. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own path and their own story, right? What it is that you got to be, like Cat Williams said, you got to be in tune with your star motherfucking player, right? And the only way you can do that is by building your confidence. And the only way you can do that is by putting yourself in situations where you're constantly uncomfortable. Comfort is the killer of dreams. Comfort is the killer of joy. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's necessary, but for me personally, like now, I can't go 2 days without working out. I can't go 2 days without putting myself through some sort of hardship, you know what I mean? Or having to get out there and face people and sell myself and sell my business, my accounting practice, you know what I mean? So that I can be better off in life overall. And I am every day. Like every time that I'm 0.5% or 1% better, you know what I mean? Even if it's 0.1% better, it doesn't matter. The only way you'll get better is by putting yourself out there. So the message of this is to build your mental resilience. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. You can't be scared. I mean, you can be scared. It's okay to be scared, but you can't let fear dictate your life, because you're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to say, dang, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. Don't be a person that says, I wish, be the person that said, I did, and that's all I got for you on this video. I'm going to keep it short because I know people's attention spans are like this these days, like a squirrel. So, good hunting. You know what I mean? Get out there, get it in, get it done. Love yourself, give yourself some slack. You know what I mean? Because as men, as we grow older, we have less and less support and less people there for us. So I get it, dude. Love yourself. I love y'all. And salam alaikum. Peace and blessings.